What is shaking, people? Sater here. I just opened my last Sketchbox. There's 6 of them over there now on the shelf. And I believe that's it for me. I don't think I'm going to be re-upped into it for a few reasons. One, I should point out that the original subscription to those was a gift from my mother, which was awesome. She is an artist. I'm going to put a link to her page down there. She's a glass artist and makes amazing stuff, and you should go check it out. But she signed me up for it and thought it would be cool, thought it would be an interesting thing for me to do. And I didn't think about recording them, opening them, until halfway through, of course. So I only actually recorded opening 3 of them, which I'm kind of super sad about. My speakers are freaking out. Why is that happening? I only opened 3 of them on video, which makes me sad because I actually enjoyed doing that. I know it's like not much. It's like simple, but I really enjoyed it's like Christmas sort of every month, like a weird sort of Christmas because you don't know what you're going to get. And like sometimes you're super stoked and you get it and you're like, yay. And then sometimes you're super stoked and you get it and you're like, oh, okay, cool. And my mom called me and said, hey, would you be interested? Should I do another 6 months, or like, is that a thing that you're interested in? Here are my thoughts on the Sketchbox in general. There is a ton of stuff. I'm going to do, like, as I'm talking, I'm going to do video of, I laid literally everything that has come in the last 6 months out on this table and did some video of it. And it's a lot of stuff. It is a lot of stuff. And I've never looked at all of it together before and was a little shocked at how much stuff there was. You know, you get a box every month and you go through it and you're like, okay, this is cool. And you, like, for me, I threw it back in the box and threw it on the shelf and kind of logged in my head like what I had. Actually laying out all 6 months worth of the stuff that came in those was a little overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff. And I know the boxes themselves, like the subscriptions, are expensive. They seem expensive to me. But I know after getting them now that the stuff that's in them, the things that you're getting every month are not like cheap. It's not cheap stuff that you would go get at Walmart, right? Like, it's actually decent quality stuff. I only have a frame of reference for what I know, which is mainly pencils and ink. That's kind of my wheelhouse, right? And I know that the stuff that I got that was graphite and pencil related and the stuff that I got that was ink related was all really nice. And I'm stoked to own those now. Like, I'm excited that those are things that are in my possession now. All the other stuff I can only assume falls on the same level. I mean, it's not top of the line, of course, but it's also not cheap stuff. It's good stuff. And I think especially looking at all of it together over like everything that you accumulate over 6 months, and then looking at the price, and if you were to go through and add up what the actual value of all of the stuff that you got in those boxes is, it's a really good deal. And here's why I'm probably not going to be getting it anymore, is if you actually utilize physical media in a ton of different ways. So I got a box that was calligraphy. I got a box that was graphite. I got a box that was pastels. I got a box that was ink. Like, it's just kind of all over the place, which is cool. It's fun to know that I can go play around with that stuff and that it's there for me to like mess around with and test and whatever. Some of that stuff is probably just going to sit on my shelf because it's not in my wheelhouse. It's not the stuff that I make art with. Yeah, it'll be fun to mess around with sometimes. In the end, I guess it depends on how you work with art. I've become really kind of ingrained into how I do my stuff. And a lot of my stuff has gone digital now. So instead of carrying around a sketch pad and pens and pencils and all this stuff that I used to have to lug around with me every day, now I just have my iPad and I use it. And it's small and compact and I can take it wherever and it works. Is it the same? Not at all. Totally different. But it works, and I've become accustomed to it, and I've become accustomed to not having all of that stuff. So it's kind of a weird trade-off. And I don't know. For me personally, right now in my life, it seems like a lot. It seems like a lot of money for stuff that I'm probably not going to end up using. But that's me. If you have a studio where you have a bunch of different kinds of things, you have pastels and you have charcoal and you have graphite and you have ink and you have all this stuff, and you work in all of those mediums and you do that, then hell yeah, get this box. It would be dope. You'll get cool stuff every month. If you're like me and kind of poor, you know, you're not making a whole lot of money and you've kind of got your focus and you know the kind of stuff that you need, then no, I probably wouldn't do it. If you have the money and you're wanting to gift it to an artist friend, thanks mom, love you, absolutely do it. It's been super cool to get this box every month of stuff and kind of light up the back of my brain that hasn't really been touched and think about, oh, I could paint with that, or I could do this thing, or I could do that thing. So that's been cool. And I probably will end up utilizing some of that stuff that I never would have gone to the store and bought on my own, just to kind of see what happens. I don't know. Maybe something cool will come out. Those are my overall thoughts. Again, I'll leave a description or a link below if you want to go check out the Sketchboxes and all of that stuff. Also, here's my Memento Mori shirt. I'll leave a link to it too. This is mine. You should go get one because it's awesome. I don't know. That's about it. I'm going to leave this here. I'm thinking about maybe looking into other boxes, like monthly subscription boxes that I could get, because I do like the unboxing part of it, and I enjoy it. It's cool. They're just expensive and they're weird, and I'm looking. Anyway, if you have a box that you get every month, let me know down there. Let me know, and I'll look into it. Maybe I'll do those now. I don't know. So I'm just making this up as I go. Cheers. Anyway, until next time. Have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Hands in your faces. Whoa. So I'm an idiot. Here are my thoughts on the Sketchbox in general. I'm gonna spill wine everywhere. What am I doing? So big. That's distracting.